Hello, everybody, and welcome to the end of the season report for this Out of the Park Baseball 25 franchise. We're here with your Detroit Tigers. Your Detroit Tigers finished 80 and 82, 2 games below 500, and surprisingly close to a playoff spot. Only 3 games out. Now, what did us in from missing the postseason was where is it? After taking these first 2 games in Houston, we were only like a game and a half out of a playoff spot, and then we lost one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We went 7-4, or 4-7 in our next, or 4-8, 4-7, somewhere around there in our next few series, and we lost these next two. We went through quite a rough stretch between the 11th and the 25th, is what I'm saying, which basically knocked us out of postseason contention. Now, if you look at the team stats, the hitting actually kind of improved. Most of these are looking at like 7, somewhere. The offense actually improved near the end of the season, which resulted in us winning a lot of games near the end of the year. And the Pythagorean says we should have finished 83 and 79. So we were like 5, 6 games below where we should have been. 3. So we've now officially been 10 games worse than our expected record in the first 2 seasons. Isn't that wonderful? 7th place in the wild card. Ugh. I don't know. It leaves that stretch near the end of the season just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Because if we had just even split these 5 games, if we'd even split these games between these 2 days, we probably make it in. Ugh. But yeah, as you can see, the offense improved quite a bit, and the pitching was amazing. Third best ERA in the league, second best starter ERA, ninth in bullpen. Might actually look into improving the bullpen this offseason. Fourth in runs allowed, second in WAR, fourth in hits, sixth in opponent average, seventh in BABIP, first fewest home runs allowed, seventh fewest walks, and then we need to improve the defense because that's been quite bad these first few years. Let's check out how all of the starters did. Gleyber Torres put up a 107 OPS plus, 106 WRC plus in his first year here. 1.6 WAR. I don't know. I wish he could have put up, because there were times this season where he had his WRC plus up in like the 120s, and I wish he'd stayed up there. But I don't know. He had a solid season for $8 million. I'll take it. A lot of what went wrong is the fact that he really, like, that -9 zone rating really isn't helping his case at shortstop. So yeah, Riley Green had a very strong season, a 116 WRC plus, 2.7 WAR. Very strong in left field, though he ended up playing in center for a while, which probably undershot his value. But yeah, he had a very good season. Started off a bit slow, but he ended up turning it up near the end, and he played well. Colt Keith had another very strong season, a 120 WRC plus. I think his defense was better because he was at third this season. Yeah. Yeah, he's not a second baseman. He's a third baseman. Though, I'm going to be honest, I think he probably isn't going to get a 3 ZR next year, so that's good. But yeah, he hit 34 home runs, so he matched his home run total from last year. His average dropped, so his OBP dropped pretty heavily. But he is definitely a piece to build on in the future, and I quite like this guy. Torkelson really struggled in the second half. Well, he didn't struggle, he just stopped hitting home runs in the second half. But he still picked up a 142 WRC plus, the best of his career. And if he keeps doing this, well, then he's going to be quite a solid player moving forward. Jace Jung, he struggled at DH. He was not particularly great. Justin Henry Malloy had a fantastic run with us. 72 games, he put up a 164 WRC plus, 14 home runs, a 15% walk percentage. Honest to God, he might be. I am fucking fawning, chomping at the bit to see what he'll do in the future. Parker Meadows struggled at the bat this year, though he played so well in center field that I'm not really worried. A 10 ZR in center field. Like, I don't think he's going to. I think his bat is probably more of a league average. I think he'll most seasons average out at about a 100 WRC plus. I think this was just a particularly bad year. So if he can put up league average offense with a well above average defense, he's going to be our guy. Yeah, this is going to be our guy in center for the future. Javi Baez, honest to God, an 80 WRC plus is better than I fucking expected, and he played well above average shortstop. So good job. You were not the worst player in the league. And I was playing Calvert Ruiz at catcher near the end of the year, and he put up about league average hitting and some decent catching. So good for him, I guess. Yeah, good for him, I guess. The bullpen, the three-headed stopper. Manning struggled a bit this year, though I'm pretty sure that's mostly just due to poor luck. I think if we check his FIP, actually his FIP was worse. I don't know. Jarvis was very good for the second year in a row. He's been very good for us. Again, his FIP's a bit higher than his actual, but that's kind of the opposite of last year. But again, I think that he's more of a ground ball pitch to contact type guy, isn't he? No, and he actually wants to be a starter. Well, you're not starting. And Will Vest pitched well near this season, so they were kind of inconsistent this year. But I still like the three-headed stopper in the back end of the bullpen. Will Vest pitched 116 innings. Damn. Here's the rest of the bullpen. Connor Phillips finished out the year in the bullpen, and he was fine. He'll probably replace Mize next season, because I'm probably going to look into moving Casey Mize. Like, he's been fine. His FIP's way lower than his actual ERA. But, I don't know. He's 28. I think next year he's going to have a somewhat sizable fucking increase in price. I think I'd rather just slot Phillips in the fifth starter role. You can see the rest of the bullpen here. Alex Lang pitched well. Connor Holden pitched well. Fardo pitched fine. He pitched awful, but in the long relief role, Seth Gunther pitched quite well. Yes. So, and while we're here, you might as well look. Dylan Dingler, his offense was fucking putrid, but he is a very good catcher, so he's probably going to be the starter next year over Calvert Ruiz. And Kerry Carpenter was pretty solid off the bench from the looks of it. Let me actually go to hitting stats to OPS plus. Yeah, Terry Crews and Kerry Carpenter were both kind of shit. Colt Keith led the team in WAR. Fractured finger. I didn't realize he fractured his finger. That might have happened like right near the end of the season. I don't think did I actually check the starting pitchers? No, I don't think I did. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched lights out in 11 starts for us. If he keeps this up, my God, he actually went up to his maximum potential, I think. Development, current and overall stamina rating is improved. Overall rating improved from 75 to 80. So yeah, he's now back up to an 80 overall. he pitched fantastic for us this year. A 291 FIP and a 183 ERA. If he does this next season for us over the course of a full year, we're going to win this trade easily. Easily. Now, I do have to mention before I check the rest of our pitchers. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? So, Jackson Jobe was actually named the pitcher of the month in August. But former friend Tariq Skubal pitched a no-hitter against the Atlanta Braves, which is good for him. I'm happy for him. I'm not. Anyways, on to the rest of the rotation. Jackson Jobe, 20-9, and look at these stats: 5 WAR, 332 FIP, 327 ERA, 200 innings, 191 strikeouts, 304 BABIP. So it's not like he was pitching. It's not like he was getting incredibly lucky. An 8% hit rate and an 8% K rate, 2% walk rate. This was all a bit high. Like, I wish he'd get fewer runners per inning per nine, but it can be improved upon. And I wish he would get that ground out percentage a few ticks up. But again, I'm not overall that worried about him. From everything I've seen, this year seemed fairly sustainable. Griffith Canning turned out to be a fantastic move for us. A 404 FIP, 344 ERA. Oh, like, this is the type of stuff I believed in him. Like last year his FIP was 497 and he had a 6 ERA. So he signed this prove it deal, and we come out looking like geniuses. We still have 2 more years of team options on Griffith Canning. Honest to God, this guy could be a piece of our rotation for a few years after that. Because if he continues to pitch like this, I might actually re-sign him. I'd be interested though in how these next 2 years turn out before I think of committing long term. Reese Olson pitched well. 384 FIP, 368 ERA. 168 Ks and 171 and a third innings. Yeah, he basically pitched like a 4. Though it appears that he had all the bad luck because he was 5-14 despite having respectable stats. I finally called up Chase Burns to Double-A. He didn't actually pitch there because the season ended, but I don't know. I don't know. Despite having a bad year, my scout thinks that his potential went up, so that's good, I guess. We'll see. From what I've seen, though, my scout also thinks that Matt Scott's potential went up a lot over the course of the season, and I don't think he pitched much better. Yeah, he didn't pitch particularly well either, so I think my scout might be fucking delusional, so good for him, I guess. I'm not too... I don't desperately need Chase Burns or the other guy for a few years yet, so there's that. Let's see. What does the playoff bracket look like? Well, actually, let's look at the standings first. Standings. New York Yankees won 104 games and won the division by a single game over Baltimore. The Kansas City Royals beat Cleveland by 5 games, and Cleveland made the playoffs. I would have fucking made the playoffs if we had not collapsed down the stretch. I'm so fucking angry. The Mariners won 95 games and cruised to a 13-game division victory over the Texas Rangers. The Las Vegas Athletics in their first year in Las Vegas lose 110 games. What a way to introduce yourself to the city. There are your wild cards. In the NL East, the Braves win 95 and knock off the Mets by 7, who are a wild card. The Cardinals, Reds, and Cubs all made the playoffs. And somehow the Colorado Rockies won 118 games. My mind hurts. How the fuck did this happen? Truly, what the fuck is this shit? Okay. 118 win Colorado Rockies. Fuck it. Why not? I just want to check on this Yankees team. Oh my fucking goodness. Aaron Judge hit 66 home runs. That's nice. Volpe seemed to be quite good. Okay, game. Do your thing. Game's fucking... Honestly, Judge hitting 66 home runs isn't that wild. Ben Rice seemed to be the second best player on the Yankees this year with 60 home runs. Or 36 home runs. Damn, if Ben Rice hit 60 home runs, I would have just... Okay. But here's the playoff tree. The Yankees are the 1 seed in the American League. The Rockies are the 1 seed in the National League. The Braves and Mariners are the 2 seeds. And here are your wild card matchups. I will quickly sim through this, and we will talk about the results afterwards. Okay, so the World Series just wrapped up. Before we check out all that, I would actually like to go through the team statistics real quick. So the AL batting title winner was Aaron Judge with a .311 batting average. He had 66 home runs and drove in 134 RBIs. So, Triple Crown winner Aaron Judge. In the National League, the batting title winner was Michael Harris Jr. A guy named Lee Zhu-Wick hit 43 home runs while hitting He hit 43 home runs and struck out 277 times. Okay, that's... And Nolan Jones drove in 130 runs for the Colorado Rockies. If you combine the two leagues, Harris hit 361. Yeah. Judge had 14.3 wins above replacement this year, so he pretty unanimous MVP. Drew Romo might get it for the National League because he hit like a fucking god and apparently defended like one too. Yeah, he had 27 framing runs and a 159 OPS plus. Make that man the MVP. Okay. Riley Green had the most triples in the league, as well as being 7th in stolen bases. Win probability added was Aaron Judge, a 247 OPS plus, and fucking just a typical Aaron Judge season, honestly. Pitching, the best pitcher in the league in terms of ERA was George Kirby with a sparkling 265. The most wins in the league was Alex Wood of the Colorado Rockies, with Jackson Jobe in second. Walker Buehler apparently lost the most games. I'm not exactly surprised with a stat line like that. Luke Little the most saves. WAR goes to Jackson Jobe. Logan Webb led the league in innings, with Jobe in 7th. Shota Imaga, I can't pronounce this guy's name, but he pitched 3 complete games and 2 shutouts. led the league in Yuri Perez led the league in strikeouts. Jordan Hicks walked 100 guys, but still had a respectable stat line somehow. So I'm kind of confused. Corbin Burns highest K to walk ratio in the league with 207 Ks and 42 walks. Blake Snell with the highest K per 9. Michael Walkup, lowest walks per 9. Sean Manaea. Lowest FIP in the league, Jackson Jobe with a 3.32. And ERA plus, Jackson Jobe is 10th. Our WAR, which I think is based off of ERA, likes George Kirby the most. BABIP the guy with the best BABIP luck in the league was Jack Flaherty, who went back to St. Louis. Hell will freeze over before that happens. Griffith Canning had one of the lowest opponent batting averages in the league, so maybe that's not sustainable. I don't know. Quality starts, Job and Canning both up here, and then in terms of hold, Will Vest was near the top of the league. ZR, let me see, where the hell's ZR? Caught stealing percentage, Dylan Dingler had a fantastic season. Do they not show ZR here? Okay. Anyways, so those are the stats, the stat leaders for this season. And now I will reveal to you the results of this season. The Colorado Rockies, who have magically fucking turned it around in like a year and a half, have won the rematch of the 2007 World Series. Ironically, this time, it's them sweeping the Red Sox, unlike what happened the first time around. The only team that could even put up a challenge to them was the Atlanta Braves, as they swept the Mets, and they swept the Red Sox. The Braves won 2 games. Rough year for the Yankees after Aaron Judge put up a legendary season as they lose in 4 to the Orioles, and then have their heated rival beat the Orioles to go to the World Series. Although, I guess they still lost and got swept, so, haha, fuck you, Boston. I hate you guys. Like, that's not a joke. I hate you all. Anyways. Oh, God. Yes, so we have a very, very busy off-season ahead of us. But you will see that off-season very, 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 very soon. And that will start in the next episode. So, see you folks. Goodbye.